Welcome back to my channel. It's Masterpiece 59 here bringing you a WWE Monday Night Raw review. So make sure you jot down any thoughts you have. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let's get right into it. We had opened up the show with LA Knight coming out to talk about Roman Reigns, saying how he hasn't earned it and how he should compete in the tournament to be facing for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he would talk about him winning on his own but still winning all the members of the Bloodline. Then we'll have Solo Sikoa come out to thank LA Knight because he would say he could have said no, but he didn't. He said yeah. Then they would get interrupted by the Usos. They would say Solo must think he's real funny. Think it's funny to fight against his brothers, to Samoa Spike, the tribal chief. And they would say they're going to beat them and basically challenge them to a match. And then LA Knight and Solo Sikoa would accept it and it would be made official. Let me know your thoughts. Next, we have Stephanie Vaquero versus Roxanne Perez in a really solid match. I enjoyed the match. Of course, we had the Judgment Day girls getting involved. Stephanie Vaquero ended up picking up the win with some help from Becky Lynch. And then after when she would get in the ring, she would remind Stephanie that she owes her two. Not one, but two. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see Rey Mysterio backstage wishing Rey Fenix luck, congratulating him and on his match, wishing him luck for his match. Then here would come Dom and Jay McDonough, and they would call him a W. Say, why is he treating everyone like his son, except for his son? And why is he not in the tournament when he's the king of the luchadors? Rey would say, maybe it's because you're not a luchador. And here would come Javon Evans to attack them. He would lay out both of them. He's all fired up. He seems so mad, ready to fight. Let me know your thoughts on it. Next, we have Rey Fenix versus Dragon Lee to advance in a tournament to face Roman Reigns in Mexico for the World Heavyweight Championship on Monday Night Raw. And when I tell you this match was awesome, it was absolutely awesome. I heard he said this is a match of the year contender. This is a great match. I mean, I expected it to be a great match between these two, but man, they over-delivered. I wish this match never ended with how good it was. These two had great chemistry with them, and I really do want to see more matches between them. Rey Fenix will end up picking up the win. I think we all know it's just setting up him versus Penta. After the match, they would show some respect. But all I could think about is how amazing this match was. It was so great. Let me know your thoughts. Next, we have the contract signing between Braun Breaker and Oba Femi. First will come Braun Breaker. Oba Femi, then will come Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker would speak first, and he would say how before Oba got there, he was the one, he had WWE right in the palm of his hand. He was the one who was the future. And so when he heard himself that Oba just swooped in and took all that from him, and now they chant his name, he would say they used to chant his name, and now he thinks he's going to be the future. Oba would tell him that he doesn't underestimate him, and that he thinks that if it was debuted back then in 2002, 2015, he might be the face of the company. But unfortunately, he has to go past Oba Femi, and he will not be the future. Oba will be the future. Braun would eventually, he would tell, after he signed the contract, he would give it to Paul Heyman, tell him to sign a contract for him, and he would grab Paul Heyman. He would say he's been walking around like they're all buddy now, and he hasn't been paying attention to him. Soon as Brock came back, he became second fiddle, and then he would cheap shot Oba, and then they would get into it. And then as Oba would start to get on top, here would come Austin Theory to try and help him. And then as they would look to finish him, Oba Femi would end up taking them both out. He would throw Austin Theory through the table, and he would tell Braun that just like he is running away now on a Sunday, this is how he's gonna have him running away. Let me know your thoughts on this and if you're excited for their match. Next, we see the Usos and Jacob Fatu backstage. They would be telling him to stay in the back, and they would say, they're telling that Jay would say, you want to fight with your scary self, you wouldn't even help get involved last week. He would say that he don't listen to them, and that Roman told him to play, not to stand down, and that's what he did, and he doesn't listen to them. And Jay would say they're captains, And why don't he that when they call the play, they should run it. He should run it, and he would tell him to stay in the back. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see Javon Evans versus Big Cass. This match was actually a really solid match. I really enjoyed it. Javon actually did take him to his limit. He even had him bleeding. Pretty solid match. I thought it might have been a squash match. I'm glad they didn't do Javon like that. Really competitive match. And Big Cass would end up picking up the win. And then after the match, the Judgment Day will end up attacking him and laying him out. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next week, she Silver would be interviewed about her title rematch next week, and she was happy, of course. And then here will come Io Sky to congratulate her, and Lyra she would tell her that it wouldn't be happening without Io. And then here will come Lyra trying to get the title match instead of Soruka, or have to face her again to see who will win. And would just tell her if she wants a title match, earn it. And she would say Bayley used to talk to her like that. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we have Penta versus La Parka to see who will advance in the World Heavyweight Championship tournament to face Roman Reigns in Mexico. And this match is another great match. I really enjoyed the match between these two. I love the chemistry between these two. I would love to watch another match again between these two. I really like this match. Penta will end up picking up the win, and he has advanced. And him and Rey Fenix, the Lucha Bros, will be facing each other. I think we all knew that, and I'm really excited for this match. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Next, we see Solo Sikoa and LA Knight backstage. Solo once again wanted to thank him, and he would say he owes him one, and that LA would tell him he don't owe him nothing. All he owes him is not making him not regret this. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. And in the main event, we have the match between Jimmy and Jay, the Usos, versus LA Knight and Solo Sikoa. I thought it was a pretty solid match. It would end up getting blown up by Royce Keys and OTM. If you don't know, OTM is Bronco Nima and Lucien Price. They were down in NXT. They would attack all four of them. Royce Keys would turn on Solo, and LA Knight, I guess, because they weren't out there when he got hurt, that he didn't like that, and the bloodline just drove him to turn to this. They're going to be heels, clearly. They were getting booed afterwards. I'm really happy for OTM. I know they have bright futures, and I think this could also help the tag team division if they put them in there. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Overall, I thought Raw was a pretty solid show this week. I give it like an 8 out of 10. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Till next time, like, comment, and subscribe.